Hi, welcome to Mamas and Mannies. I'm your host, Trina. This is a short form podcast for mamas that are looking for a quick burst of me time. But before we get started, don't forget to hit the like button and share this with another mama that is looking for some non-traditional Mother's Day ideas. But before we get started, let's go ahead and jump into our motivational quote. This one's going to be short, sweet, to the point. It is practice mind over matter. If you gave birth to your child on purpose or unintentionally, naturally without medication, this you should know. Practicing mind over matter. And this is basically saying sometimes things get hard. Something may be painful, but sometimes we do have to show some endurance and push through. So whatever you need to practice mind over matter, just think about that. If something comes up this week, think about it. Something comes up later on this month, definitely think about that quote. But guess what time it is? It's mama time. This week's mama time is going to be some non-traditional Mother's Day ideas, a different way to celebrate your mom or to celebrate with your mom, especially if you are older and you're a mom yourself. Sometimes Mother's Day starts to look a little bit different, just depending on your age, if you have kids, how many kids you have, how close you live to your mom, things like that. So the first one is volunteer together. So if you or your mom have a charity that you are interested in, or if you want to do something that you've always wanted to do with your mom, think about volunteering somewhere. If you don't want to actually go and volunteer, also think about doing donations. Is there something in your house that you may be able to get rid of? Does your mom need to donate some things? Just, something different. If you don't actually want to go out and physically volunteer, you can always drop off something at your local Goodwill or any other consignment shop, or even a food bank. That'll be a really great one too. Number 2, create a memory jar for your mom. This is something you can also have your kids do, or that way you can get one for yourself as well as your mom can get one for herself. So a memory jar is when something happens that is exciting, or if you have a funny picture, or even if it's something that you just want to remember, create a jar to put those memories in. So you can put a photo in, you can write a poem. Also, I just thought about this. We have like a digital memory jar for our daughters. So what I like to do is when we go on vacation, when we take pictures, I like to send a picture via email. My girls, I created a shared Gmail account where I will send them emails. I send them emails present day, but I also schedule out emails for the future. Sometimes, like if it's a quote I may come across, or even a Bible verse, or something that I want them to know or see. I've done even like baby pictures. I'll do it out in the future, and I'll kind of think about how old they'll be during that time. I have the password somewhere safe, and then I'll give that to them when they get older, probably when they go off to college, so they'll be able to access the email. So you can do a digital memory jar by sending pictures, other quotes, messages, things like that via an email account, or you can do a physical memory jar. You can get like a oversized, or if you want to do plastic, if you have smaller kids, jar, and just put different memories in there. Number 3, have an adventure day. Depending on what type of mama you are or what type of mama you have, you can do different things like skydiving, hot air balloon, taking a hike, a cooking class. So something that's kind of adventurous. that's outside of the box for your mom and yourself. Now, depending on your mom, she may want to go skydiving. If you have a mama that does not like heights, you may want to do like a hike, like at a local mountain or just a local trail. So those are some good ideas if you want to have an adventurous day. Number 4, you can celebrate virtual Mother's Day. I know during the pandemic, this was something big. We all had virtual Mother's Day. I think in 2020, we ended up doing like a Mother's Day dinner outside. That way it was more open air. You didn't have to worry about being stuck up in the house. So we did that. So you can set up a Zoom or what is this thing called? Google Meet. I think that's what it's called. But just think of something where you can see each other on the computer or FaceTime. I don't have an iPhone, so I didn't even think about FaceTime first. Number 5 is a DIY spa day. I know I've talked about this before on the podcast. Setting up facials, manicures, foot massages. If you have a favorite hand scrub and a foot scrub or even a facial scrub that you want to use, you can definitely do that. If you have where your kids can give you a massage, like a foot massage, you can also do that. So that's a great idea. 6 is plant a garden. So if you have a mother that loves to be outside, planting a garden, or if you're that type of mother, bring somebody along, like your kids, and have them plant flowers. If it is, I'm not a gardener, my husband is, whatever season it may be, it's like a whole almanac, and you can always Google what should I plant in May, but you could definitely do that. That'll be a great idea. Definitely planting favorite flowers. I think it was last year, but my family actually planted a rose bush for me. And it's a gift that just continues to keep on blooming. So I really enjoyed that. Number 7 is experience a cultural event. So that's a concert. You can go to a museum, something that's a little bit different. If you can enjoy some type of performance, whether it's a dance or a musical performance, that'll be something good. So something giving you some type of a cultural experience. Again, something out the box besides just, going to visit your mom, putting a little extra with the visit to see your mom. Number 8 is a wellness retreat. Oh, that's actually good. I've never done a wellness retreat. Booking a wellness retreat like a yoga, meditation, or some type of nature walk, or a spa that is far away. That's actually a great one. And it's also outside of the box. And you can also do it with your mom or do it with someone else if you don't want to go by yourself. Number 9 is take a trip down memory lane. So you could ask your mom, how were you when you were a kid? Do they remember their wedding day? Do they remember your wedding day if you've been married for a while? Think about, do they remember when you were born? Think about, do you remember when you had your kids, what that day was like? And just asking your mom, was it funny? Did you get there on time? Did you barely make it to the hospital? So just things like that to think about with your mom. Also, I think this is a really good one, a family recipe exchange. I have a friend, I think when she got married, her family created a recipe book for her. So they gave her all of the family favorite recipes and they gave her that in the book. I don't know if they do that with all family members, like when they get married, but I think that's a really good idea. And I think that's something that does not get passed down enough. And you kind of lose recipes like if your grandmother used to make the best pound cake, the best sweet potato pie. If that recipe is not written down and passed down from generation to generation, unfortunately, it's going to be lost. You're going to always try to think like, oh, I could taste this. What made it look that way? What made it that color? Everybody else pie looks like this. What was different about my grandmother's pie? So that's a great tradition to start. I think is really out the box, is not along the lines of your traditional Mother's Day gifts. And I think that's a great idea to share with your mother, and also to share with your kids and other members of your families. Like if you have siblings, that's always a great idea to share. So think about traditional Mother's Day ideas, the ways of spending time with your mom, and also some of the non-traditional ideas. I just went through this great list of 10 non-traditional ideas. Comment below and let us know, do you do a traditional Mother's Day event? Like, do you do a brunch or a dinner? Or do you do something non-traditional? You and your mom go and have a picnic outside at the park. Do or have you ever done a recipe exchange? I would love to know. And share this with another mama. So if she's on the fence and she's like, okay, we can go do another lunch, like always, maybe some of these non-traditional ideas will help her think outside of the box. But as always, remember that me time is essential and it is never selfish. Have a great week, Mama. Happy Mother's Day.